for another Supergirl Super Tuesday. We are doubling up on episodes. Episode 14 of season...
15 and 16.
Sorry. Oh, episode 15 of season 3, In Search of Lost Time, and episode 16 of Two Minds. I am Shanna. I am here with the doctor. Today has been a day, but we are here. How did you like these two episodes?
I liked them. They were simple and to the point. We had the Blackton with Carl Lumbly and David Harewood in Search of Lost Time. I mean, I love the confrontation between Kara and Mon-El. Even when and Demos getting into it was like, whoa, they are acting. I loved it. I really liked that episode.
I really liked both episodes too, and I think what I'm liking so far is, like you said, they're straight to the point. They're doing a really good job of having the core story, the overarching story of Reign, while still giving you really good character episodes. And it doesn't feel like they're treading water. It feels like they're moving forward with the main storyline while at the same time giving you like these really deep emotional moments with these characters. And the Supergirl Mon-El thing, I wasn't super excited about, just because I'm like, I need to just let it go. But it was still good. It was well acted.
It was well acted, but I appreciated it because it highlighted something that had been worrying me about the show in terms of how they portrayed relationships. And especially given the CW's target audience, I wasn't comfortable with that. So for Kara to come out and say, look, I forgave you thinking that was the right thing to do, but never, and then I'm apologizing to you for essentially being an abusive boyfriend. And I have an issue with that. And I was fucked up and you were fucked up. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think it was, that larger message being sent, like, ladies, little girls, young women who are prone to doing stupid shit, don't do stupid shit. Don't just accept anything. I think I liked it for that reason. Mm-hmm. And it was well acted.
Yeah. I want them to just move past, like, either be friends or just admit you can't be friends. But then I guess we just wouldn't have the drama that is a TV show if we didn't go back and forth. I'm loving the stuff with John and his dad.
The girl had me crying. Oh my God, had me crying.
So what's always so great about any superhero show, really any show about any sci-fi show, anything with powers or anything, is that what you get is these supernatural or superhero metaphors for what's going on in real people's lives. Mm-hmm. And to have, John's dad going through alien Alzheimer's and him having to deal with the fact that he just got his dad back. I love that they're not forgetting anything that they've set up, which is a big issue with some of the CW shows we watch. It's like you set something up and then it's just like, oh, that thing that we set up, that's not important anymore. They bring back the fact that he was imprisoned for years.
300 of those years.
Exactly. So the idea of his son, like, and John is not trying to lock him away, but the idea of his son doing anything that makes him feel caged. The whole thing, the natural transition of like a parent getting older and not being able to take care of themselves, and what that means and what that does to him when he says that it's taking away his father's dignity. Like, yeah, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. They got Carl Lumbly to act this role, and they gave David Harewood something really deep to do.
Yeah,
So I just,
absolutely. And he took it and knocked it right out the park.
and and even this little family that he has with Alex and Kara as well. When when the father apologizes, when he's like, I didn't mean to hurt anybody. And
Did you notice though some of those DEA agents were standing around with their arms folded? I'm like,
okay.
y'all, come on, man. He's got dementia. Be nice.
So I love it because they're like, John, you're always taking care of us. Like we're happy to take care of you for once. But I was also like, I need y'all. So the good thing about the Cara Monel thing is that she owned her stuff. She was like, yes, this was happening. It was a psychic attack and it brought these things out. But those things were in me. I need the people in the DEO to deal with their shit. Because clearly everybody was holding on to some stuff. Because my man got angry and pulled out a rocket launcher.
Like, all I know is when proved he was about that life. He had that gun. You know what it was? You don't play. I don't think you play video games like this, but those of you who listen will know what I'm talking about. In Mass Effect 2, when you first meet Grunt, there's a renegade move you could do where he hems you up, but he doesn't realize that you have a gun on him. That's what it kind of reminded me of, because he pulled that gun so fast and had it ready. I'm like, oh dang, when is about that life?
This feels like everybody has that person at work that they don't like, that they just not for them, right? It feels like that, and then it was like, and now here's guns. Why is everybody at the DEO like? It's like somebody pulled out a gun because of that one time somebody did fish in the microwave. What is going on? And then when homegirl from HR.
He was like, Pam from HR. I'm like, oh damn.
What you do to Pam from HR? Because he knew it was coming.
And she looked so meek. I'm like, she must have been sitting on this for like decades. She's been ready to fuck y'all up for years.
It's like they are clearly like, either is some situation where he did something personal to her, or it's like, they always walk past Pam from HR talk about how they're going out for drinks, but they never invite her. It's like, why is Pam so mad? Yes, that was, I was just like, the DEO is crazy. I do like how they keep bringing back that one Asian agent who still doesn't have
Demos,
a name.
yeah.
Oh, he has a name? Okay.
Yeah, that's been his name.
Okay, I just call him the Asian agent.
Oh, damn. Sorry. Ma'am.
Look, I didn't know they had given him a name.
He has a name.
I also really love the training with the cape.
Yes. You know what it though? I'm like, okay, we're going Doctor Strange on this. To be fair, I am on my third watch of Infinity Wars. That's kind of at the forefront of my mind.
I mean, I really just liked it because we always kind of joke about the capes and the capes not really doing anything. And I love that Monel is like, no, I've mastered the cape. Like I also like him being the teacher. I like him being the one who's like imparting wisdom and knowledge.
He's grown quite a bit.
He's so mature ever since he got his little beard and went to the future. I love him.
Is that why you were not impressed by Kara going off on him?
I was just like, girl, get over it. Like, let it go. He's married. I don't know what to tell you. I love his red suit and his cape.
I do too. I was afraid it was going to be cheesy, but it works.
It works so nice on him. I'm telling you, it's the look. It's the beard. Beards are in right now. Shout out to Captain America. And I love it.
That article? I think it was, I don't know if it was BuzzFeed or something else, like the top 10, the top 10 facial hair in And Cat was number 1.
Of course.
T'Challa was number 3 or 4.
Was Thor
M'Baku
2?
was number 10.
Oh no, M'Baku got to be higher than that. I think Tony should really be down there at the bottom because I don't know what Robert Downey Jr. is doing. He's always trying to do something.
I think he was in the top 5. Girl, that's all Pepper's working for him.
So a white person put together this list is what I'm hearing.
And Doctor Strange, you have to admit, Doctor Strange's coif is quite nice. He was in the top 5 as well.
I mean, he wouldn't be in my personal top 5, but he'd probably be like number 6. Cap, Thor, T'Challa, M'Baku. I'm trying to think. I probably think Peter Quill.
Chris Hemsworth was in the top 5 too.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Thor. Yeah. I mean, first of all, Cap copied Thor's spirit, so get it. We're just all off track.
That movie does that to you.
Oh my God. Okay. Before we get into the next episode and the Lena stuff, I saw this person on the Twitters yesterday. It came across my timeline because somebody else had retweeted them. So somebody took a picture it was Katie and Makad. And it was the picture of the two of them, like, behind the scenes on set or something like that. And they had taken, like, one of those, like, sticker emoji things, but it was one of an ape and put it over his face.
Are you fucking serious?
I am so serious. And so then when, like, people were like, oh, that's really fucked up and racist, take it down, the person was like, well, he's just a homophobe anyway, and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, this is the first time I'm ever hearing about Makad being homophobic. Like, what are you talking about? So I start, like, scrolling through, and also just scrolling through this person's Twitter. It's, like, clearly somebody who, like, is just a horrible trolley type person. But yeah. It's like one of these, like, it's a girl. It's like one of these fans who basically, it's like how people would attack Chris last year because they felt like Monel was getting in between Kara and Lena because they have this idea that Kara and Lena are going to be some lesbian couple. And when I think, like, when Chris was kind of like, that's out of left field, like, that's not a thing, like, people called him, like, homophobic. And, like, a similar thing now, they're saying, like, basically that, like, Jimmy is just, like, the latest guy that they're throwing in between Kara and Lena. And I think he had hashtag, like, a picture of the two of them on set with the hashtag, like, love is love. And people were like, how dare he use a phrase that gay people use when his character is getting in between this lesbian couple? And I'm like,
it's not a lesbian couple. What are you talking about?
They're only a couple in your head.
I don't even have a life and I don't do this shit. What is wrong with you people?
Like, because I'm literally like, oh, did, like, Makad do some problematic shit like that? I have to, like, I might have to put him on a list. I'm, like, going through, I'm, like, waiting to see, like, what is it he did? And I'm like, he used the hashtag love is love. That's it. That was him being homophobic. I need people to get their lives together.
Go outside. Breathe in some fresh air. Jesus Christ.
And usually I wouldn't even bring it up, but I was so dumbfounded. Like, it took me a full 15 minutes of, like, first of all, being like, what was the initial post? Okay, how did we get here? Then scrolling through the person's Twitter. Then, like, coming to the realization of what it all stemmed from. And then being like, but that makes no sense. So clearly I must be wrong. Clearly something's wrong with me. Let me go through it again. Like, it took me a full 15 minutes. It's like, Ugh, people. So yes, that happened. So now moving on to Lena. So Lena, since we last left off, just has Sam in this room, and she's experimenting on her and like trying to figure out like what exactly is going on with her and Rain, like what's the relationship. And she figures out that basically when Rain takes over, she's like almost rewriting Sam's DNA.
To the point where it's almost, oh gosh. You know what it reminds me of? Lash.
Oh,
in Inhumans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where every time he changes, it's coming closer to his metamorphosis being complete. It's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah. And also, like, that's why she does not have powers or anything like that when she's just her.
Yeah.
So she figures that out, and then she wakes Sam up and she tells Sam what's going on. Sam obviously doesn't want to believe her until she forces her to change, and she videotapes it so that Sam can see herself. I really,
for a minute, I was like, are you going full Luther? What's happening?
I knew what she was doing when she was being weird, especially when she brought up her daughter. Because, like, despite you being a horrible person, I like Ruby, and so does everybody else on this show. So whenever
I just realized what you said. What the hell? What's the shit? Seriously,
you've been calling for this child to die since she showed up.
Not because I hate the little girl, just because it would make it interesting.
Sure. Well, so like I said, I like the little girl. And so does everybody else. So
it's adorable. You know, a little pamper can't make her own damn sandwich, but she's adorable.
So as soon as Lena started talking about like Ruby this and you're a bad mom, I was like, oh, this is all to make her turn. So I knew exactly what was going on. But what got me was the second episode when she keeps forcing Sam to go into, because when Rain takes over, so she has suppressed Rain enough so that she can control her, but she needs Sam to kind of change and to go away so that she can study Rain. And whenever Sam goes away, she ends up in this like forest in her mind or whatever, and she ends up having to confront Rain over and over again. And when she comes out of it, I think the second time, and she's freaking out, and because Rain is all like, I'm gonna kill Ruby and da da da. And she's like, I can't go back in there again. Like, we need help. We need more people. And she's like, and Lena's all like, oh no, I got this. Like, we don't need to tell anybody. And if you tell Supergirl, they're just going to lock you up. And I'm like, Lena.
But you've locked her up.
Yeah. I'm like, it's not like she's walking around free where she is right now. So I'm really trying, because I saw somebody in the group was like, I don't trust Lena. And I'm like, that's smart. I wouldn't trust Lena either. But I'm also like, I do really feel like she likes Sam and that she wants to help Sam. So I'm trying to figure out like what is it.
I don't think Lena will go full evil until she finds out that Kara's been lying to her, because I get the sense that they're playing it like she doesn't know.
Yeah.
I think the combination of that and something that might happen with her mom will turn her. But I don't think this situation is it, because Lena, Alex, Kara, and Sam had, they had the sisterhood of the traveling pants going on with them becoming aunts and a support system for Sam. And I think that's genuine.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So my thing is, do you think it's an ego thing? Do you think she wants to figure it out before anyone else?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's part ego and part I need to be able to save my friend. The DEO, they deal with alien threats, and given all the stuff she's done, they're only going to deal with her as a threat, whereas she's my friend. Mm-hmm. And while Alex might have her back, Alex don't have the power to save her from what the DEO will do to her, but I can.
I guess, but I'm also like, Lena, you trust Supergirl.
Right. But again, she trusts Supergirl. She trusts Alex, but they're not in charge of the DEO.
I guess. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I was really surprised that when she said, we need help, that she wasn't like, you're right. Like, we, like, at the very least, talk to Supergirl. Like, I get not wanting to turn her over to the DEO, but like, I was just like, phone a friend. Like,
what show is that from? How to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah. So you want to be a millionaire? No. Sorry, I'm mixing up So You Think You Can Dance. We return. The rest of the episode is about them finding Pestilence, who is the precursor to Blight, which is what the rest of the Legionnaires are fighting in the future.
And Imra has murder on her mind.
Look, I stand with Imra. I'm sorry. Maybe I have been hanging around Chris too much and villain agenda, but I feel like Kara is being naive and putting a lot of faith in her ability to talk people over with the power of love.
There's that, but if you couldn't talk over a woman who clearly didn't know who she was and what she needed help.
Yeah, here's my thing. When I could understand before meeting Pestilence, and by the way, I knew it was the doctor. Like, I knew it was. That was like, the minute Alex got sick too, I was like, oh, it's the doctor. That was the only one we saw talking to both of them. So I was like, I can kind of get you maybe thinking, oh, I can talk to her. I almost got through to the other chick, blah, blah, blah. But when Homegirl was like, oh no, I like this, I was like, oh, we got to kill her now. like, why are we still trying to make this work? Like, it's over. It's a wrap. It's done. She needs to die. And this is what frustrates me about Kara, by the way. And then John, we get a superhero pep talk from John, and he's like, you know, sometimes it feels like you're not getting through, but you just have to keep talking. No,
you don't.
She's wrong this time. Legit, I stand with Imra. And then I did get a little bit annoyed with Monel in this one, because I'm like, you are really trying to play both sides. Like, you are really trying to like go to Imra and be all like, hey, did you talk to Kara? Can we find a compromise? No. The fact that Blight exists in the future, to me, proves that your little plan didn't work.
Did not work. It shows Kara's method didn't work.
Hello. I haven't watched last week's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but like, we haven't decided that this is an unbreakable loop, right? So what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? I was so mad. I was like, legit mad. Because everybody's over here trying to convince Imra that she's wrong. And I'm like, but she's not wrong.
He's not at all.
So frustrating. So frustrating. So, yeah, like I said, hashtag I stand with Imra. I also really love her accent and think she's adorable.
Yeah.
So I'm with her. But yeah, and then so Pestilence like does not even care. I love that when she says like they always say that doctors have a God complex. I was like, it's like, because at first I was like, oh yeah, maybe she can talk to her. The whole like do no harm, blah blah blah. Pestilence was like, no, I got a plan. She's like, I can't save everybody, but I can make sure the right ones die.
Look, you know what? It reminded me of Samara from the original Ring movie.
Oh.
They want it to stop, but it won't.
And then Homegirl. So just when they think they're about to take down Pestilence, here come Homegirl. Come flying right in there to save her sister.
And when they get together, they get stronger in each other's presence.
Mm-hmm. I also really like that all of the world killers are women of color. If we're counting Odette, I believe is like part Latina. So
I like it and I don't, because why do women of color got to be the bad guys?
Because if anybody would get fed up with this world, it would be a bunch of women of color.
You know what? That's a good point. Never mind. Okay, Miss Thanos was right, agenda.
No, Thanos was not right, because I feel like he could have did the opposite of what he did. But I understand.
Okay, Chris Rock.
So they go away, and then Lena is experimenting on Sam. She's freaking out, and they find a way to track which one? Pestilence,
because they have yeah.
No, it's not Pestilence. It's the other one with the scream.
Purity.
Yeah, they're able to track Purity because of her like whatever science, and
science equals MC squared.
Yeah, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So they're able to track Purity, and they realize that she's going to Luthor Corp. Why? Because they trying to finish the triangle. They trying to find their last their sister, and so I love it because Kara and them show up like 1 second before the world killers do. So like,
and they're like, "Why do you have Sam locked up
in a
you
lab?
Got some explaining to do, Lucy."
I love it. They like show up and they're like, at first they're all like, "Lena, oh my god, like are the world killers here?" And then they're like, "Wait, what the fuck is going on
here? What is happening?"
So like now, not only does Lena have to explain that Sam is Rain, but she also has to explain that she knew and she's had her locked up for how many weeks?
And didn't say nothing to nobody. Nothing. Do you think Jimmy's going to blow his lid?
I don't.
Because he seems like he understood, but I think this is different.
I think it's going to be different because when he realizes that she was holding Sam, but at the same time, I don't know if he... I feel like he's going to be in a weird spot because I feel like he has more loyalty to Lena now that they're fucking. I mean, I assume. Look at that man. Who wouldn't?
Look, I'd climb that tree. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
I would. So yeah, that's the, like, I'm kind of like, he's going to be in a weird position. And I mean, if Lena is smart, she's going to be like really pull out the waterworks and be like, I just didn't know. And I was so afraid for Sam and I just wanted to help her. And I wanted us to have it under control before I told you. And that's what I would do anyway. So. Yeah,
that's not going to work. Because of who Lena is. They're not going to fall for that.
I know that's what is always the problem with anything regarding Lena is you're just like,
she's too bright for her to play dumb. She's too intelligent for her playing dumb or unaware to get to be able to get away with it. Mm-hmm. She can't.
And then also on top of it, you just never know when they're gonna fall back on like, you a Luther though. How trustworthy can you be?
Right.
So I always feel bad for her for that. All right. So do you want to move to feedback?
Sure. So Latoya R says, I feel so bad for John's dad. At the same time, I was like, put the bracelet on before you end up like Charles Xavier.
I like how you skipped over the N word.
I don't. You know me. I don't use it.
Yeah, I felt really bad for John's dad because at first when he didn't know he was doing it, I was like, oh, that's really sad. But then when he was standing there and everybody around him is losing it, I was like, dude, just put the bracelet on.
No, like it was one thing when he was downstairs chanting and he didn't know. I'm like, you are watching the evidence of your madness destroy people. Can you please listen to your son? At the same time, being caught in that dementia, I can understand why he thought people were playing tricks or his mind was playing a trick on him even.
Yeah. But I will just never get over homie with that rocket launcher. I was like, what could anybody in this office have possibly done? No, you feel the need to pull out a rocket launcher.
Sharabi says,
and then all of the people getting out, all of the aliens. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, including the White Martian, which really freaked John's dad out.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I know these things seem tropey and all that other stuff. The minute they showed you every single alien that was in there, I was like, oh, so at some point they're all getting out, right?
I still like the CGI fight between Martian Manhunter and the White Martian, though.
It was so good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Supergirl has also stepped up their CGI game. I also like that they are smart enough to realize that they do not know how to do that makeup on Brainiac. And they have just let Jesse flourish and be himself. Because I was actually really annoyed by this because we've seen him in full makeup all the time. He used to be on that show on Sci-Fi.
Being Human.
No. His sister
He was Sally's brother in Being Human.
Yeah, that's his sister in real life.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's his sister in real life. So he played her brother on the show. But he was in that sci-fi show Defiance.
Oh.
And in that, he was Daytak Tar's son. And he had the full makeup on all the time. Like, they made him super pale, and he had those pale eyes and the white hair. So it's not a thing of, like, him not wanting to wear makeup or not looking good in it or whatever. It's really that the CW, for some reason,
their makeup and wig budget is kind of lacking.
Whacked to death. So, but I like that they were smart enough to be like, okay, we are not doing good at this. So let's just let him have a, what is it called? The something inducer, enhancer, or whatever. They're like,
image inducer.
Yeah, we're just going to do that so he can look like himself. And I love that Wynn knew exactly who he was. He's like, hey, Brainy. They're like, what? I'm like, he does look exactly like himself, guys. I don't know why you didn't figure it
out. What's the problem here?
I love it. Go on.
Robbie said, seeing John's dad like that reminded me of seeing my mom slowly pass. I nearly cried. Oh, hug, sweetie. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Though it gave us the cuss out Monel needed from Kara. I agree.
I really love watching the whole thing of watching somebody get older.
Hold on, you're kind of low. What?
I really love watching somebody get older. That whole storyline, I think, is just really beautiful. Yeah. So many people go through that. Luckily, I haven't had to go through that, but I did watch my grandmother take care of my great grandfather as he got older, and that's just, like. It's
tough.
It's rough. And then you turn in, like, as the person being taken care of, it's like you turn into, like, almost a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But you're grown and you don't want somebody else wiping your butt. It sucks. Ugh. Yeah. Kind of don't want to ever get old. hoping by that time, like, you could just stand in a tube or something like that to wash yourself and you don't need any help.
And then Amani says, "Hey fam, I understand your point about the episode choices to come out of the break, but I appreciate the direction they've gone with the second half." Oh, I agree. It's great. Mm-hmm. It almost feels like a soft reboot, getting back to character moments even outside of relationships, knowing the CW will wonders never cease. We got an episode on Black fatherhood and dealing with aging parents and Alzheimer's that hit way too close to home. And they remember David Harewood can act his ass off and not just give CW pep talks. They even have Mon-El with the growth and maturation they think they gave Ralph on The Flash. That doesn't look like anything to me. Mm-hmm. Where I actually like him as a character and not just the quality of his one-liners. I'm all in on this season, and they did the legwork to earn them dealing with the world killers coming back. I agree. I feel like they put the time into developing Mon-El from over the last couple of seasons, and he earned his retribution. He earned being a hero again.
It's so much better. I'm gonna full disclosure. I have stopped watching The Flash.
So have I. I haven't watched it since it came back, except for I did watch Inner Flash Time because I'd heard that was really well done, and I agree it really was well done. But the rest of the episodes, I have not seen a one.
The last one I watched was Run, Iris, Run. So I don't know what happens. I mean, like, I know basically because I've been listening to the podcast, but I stopped watching. I was like, anytime I was online and people were like, another Ralph episode, I was like, oh, there's no reason for me to watch then. Mm-hmm. I can't do it. Like, I just can't. And I stopped watching Arrow ever since Amel showed his behind about Beyonce. So I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. So right now, my top 2 DC TV shows on the CW, or my top 3, are Legends, Supergirl, and Black Lightning. Because that's all I'm watching, y'all. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, also, I don't know if anybody else is watching Life Sentence. It was a little mid-season replacement. It's adorable. It's with the girl from Pretty Little Liars. It's really cute. And the guy that plays her husband on the show, in real life, he's best friends with Kenan Lonsdale.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's a really, really cute, adorable little show about this girl who had cancer, and then her cancer goes into remission, and she realizes that her family has been lying to her about all these things because they thought she was going to die.
Oh, good Lord.
But now she's going to live. And also, she finds out in one episode that she thought she graduated from high school, and she didn't. They just, had, a fake graduation ceremony for her. Because they thought she was going to die.
Wow.
And then she, wants to get a job, but she needs the, high school diploma. And they're like, you don't have one. It's really funny. So check that out. Okay, you're supposed to fill in.
Oh, I'm sorry. But that was the last of the feedback, though.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
All right, you guys, you did not come here to listen to me ramble about Life Sentence, which is a really cute show that everybody should watch. It comes on Wednesdays. And we will be back next week to discuss the next episode of Supergirl. And then I think we're going to take a break after, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I think I'm traveling.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wait. Right. No, I might not be. My brother's graduation is coming up soon. He's graduating from college. I'm very proud of him. So lots of crazy stuff happening over the next couple weeks. But we will definitely be back for the next 2 weeks. And we are coming up on the finale pretty soon. Do you have any predictions? June 18th. Do you have any predictions for where this
Ruby dies?
Other than killing that child, do you have any predictions?
The world kill. I'd be shocked if they take the world killers into next season, although I wouldn't mind it either.
So,
like if this season ends on a cliffhanger, okay, real quick spoiler. So if you don't want to hear it, and I'm not going to tell you what the spoiler is, just turn it off now. In 3, 2, 1. I'm okay. After seeing Infinity War, I'm okay with spoilers, like cliffhangers. Let's do another cliffhanger. Let's just destroy the audience.
So here's my thing. I don't know. Knowing how CW and knowing how Supergirl is, I think they'll defeat the world killers this season. I still want to have Sam back. I wonder if Jimmy and Lena, I could see that ending on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I can see that ending on a cliffhanger because I just feel like that relationship is new, but it's intense. And whether they stay together or break up, they have too much connection for it to not be a thing into next season. But I feel like Monel has to go, though.
I feel like they have to go back. I don't think they make it to next season.
Yeah. Like, I feel like Monel has to go back to the future. Even though technically he's from this time, I feel like he has to go back to the future. So I just don't think we're going to get Chris Wood for another season.
I don't think even if you wanted to say, I don't feel like there's room. I feel like we need to move on.
Yeah.
Like he's great and the dynamic is great, but I feel like we've closed that loop. So it's time to move on.
Yeah. So those are my predictions. Cause I feel like, we're almost at the end. I feel like the next couple of episodes, like it just has to be all about the world killers from now on.
Yeah. I agree.
All right. So thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to watch Life Sentence on the CW. No. We will catch you next week for another episode of Supergirl. In June, after Supergirl is done, we will start podcasting about Cloak and Dagger. We haven't decided how we're going to format that yet, like if it's going to be every episode or every few episodes or what. But we will definitely be doing Cloak and Dagger because every time I see a preview for it, I get more excited. So,
I'm in.
We're doing it.
Because I was voluntold that I was in. No.
Stop telling people those lies. Then they're going to think that I just like strong arm you into things.
Well, no.
Anyway. So we'll catch you next week for the next episode of Supergirl. Go see Infinity Wars 11 billion times because...
Oh, you going to piss D-Palm off. You said you made it plural.
Mm-hmm. Infinity Wars.
I didn't do it, D-Palm. Don't come from my neck.
Endless tussles.
So mean. Oh, God.
Thank you guys for listening. Bye.
Bye.